This is the Erin Cruz Show. Politics for the people and by the people. With your host, Erin Cruz.
Hello and welcome to the Erin Cruz Show. We have a very special guest on with us this evening. We have Erin. She is an amazing freedom fighter. She is running for mayor of none other than San Francisco. Welcome to the Erin Cruz Show.
Well, hello. Thank you. I am so glad to be part of your audience.
Well, of course.
I love your show.
Of course. You know, Ella, we had you on our show this last year. There was a special election again for mayor of San Francisco, one of the dumpiest of most wealthy cities that's poorer than poor here in California. But we had another special election, and you ran for mayor, right?
Yes, last year, June 5th, 2018, I was nominated by the San Francisco Coalition for Good Neighborhoods.
Right.
I ran for the special election because Mayor Ed Lee, our former mayor, passed away unexpectedly. 4 days later, they declared for a special run. So I was pushing by people to try and be the best I could be. So I did everything I could and be the best I did. I did my best.
Right. Now, what was the result from that election? The takeaway, there are the numbers. How well did you do? But also, what was the takeaway from your experience?
Well, I've heard about so much corruption in San Francisco, but I have not experienced it until I ran for mayor, and I realized many of the things paid, bought by the super political action committees. It's called super PAC. Mm-hmm. And there's only a few elites keep paying the people to go buy the people to hold up the signs, pay the people to vote and buy their tickets. And I witnessed some of them, and I have people reported to me. Unfortunately, nobody wants to come out and be a witness and make police report.
Right.
As you can see, you see from the newspaper, there are reports done in the past. Nothing. The San Francisco District Attorney, nothing. They wouldn't do a thing to stop the corruption. But I personally been through it last year as a new person, so I did pretty well compared to what I've experienced. This is what I learned. San Francisco had money for matching funds, so a lot of those career politicians, I call them, I would say they are the one making our life, the way that we have been. Our quality of life has been killed by the current mayor and the board of supervisors. They're all Democrats.
Right.
50 years. 50 years is all Democrats. So I ran as a nonpartisan last time, so I was not allowed to go inside to introduce myself as a candidate. Even I paid the application fee. It cost me $6,700 for an application fee to run for mayor.
Right.
But I was not allowed to go to many of the public places, and I realized that they are controlled by the Democratic clubs or Democratic agents or anything that related to Democrats.
Right.
So that is one part of the corruption that I find out. The other one is that I have so many people came and tell me that some of the people, they rather go on parties or dinners and they hand out their ballots. San Francisco, more than 50% of the ballots are absentee ballots. So they're pretty much pay and bought. And I have people who reporting back, but they refuse to be a witness. So I can't make a police report. I can't make a case.
Right.
But I know it happened.
Right. Well, you're driven then. So you're driven to run for mayor again. You're running for the
November 2019. The election for last year is only temporary for a year and a bit to finish the former mayor who passed away unexpectedly. But this year is a regular 4-year term. So last year, to me, it was an exercise to get to know the water and how warm and how cold and how crazy. But this year, my campaign team and the people who nominated me to run, they want me to. They want me to put myself 100% wholeheartedly and with more help than last year. So this year, we will make it. We're going to make it. We know that there are a lot of people in San Francisco. We are feeling tired. We are cheated. And the people who keep lying to us continue to control our city hall. And they're not doing the job to really fair and deliver good government practices.
Right. So now, for those people who don't live in California, or maybe you live in California, but you're not near San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco is booming. It's a huge port. There's a lot of money that goes in and out of San Francisco. And it has the amount of income that comes in terms of employee wages is very high, per capita income. But the housing prices are out of control, and the corruption is vast. Homelessness vast. People, shoot up stations, you name it. And the problem is that Ellen, these people have been complaining about San Francisco and the problems there for a long time, but yet they're not voting in new leadership and change. So we have to wake them up. What are you going to do different than the current administration, and how can you get that message through and speak to the people and let them know that Ellen can provide that change that people need?
Well, that's a very good question. Here's what happened. The Democratic Club and the Democratic parties have been dominating San Francisco for 50 years. There's no other party in San Francisco other than Democrats. So people are voting for the same people coming from the Democratic clubs. Many of the people, I believe that because they did not know. My understanding when I try to explain it to people, why San Francisco get into such a mess that for the last 2 years, more than 400 people die on the street from cold, overdose, sick, hunger. We are talking about 11 billion budget. Okay?
Right.
11 billion budget. And we have so much money. At the same time, we have so many poor people and homeless.
Hurting people.
Killing our quality of life. I believe that I personally, from my experience as a government employee, that I see the problems from within, the enemies within. I see and I witness the people who are working for the government, and especially the electoral offices. You're talking about 11 Board of Supervisors and the mayor. There's electoral offices and a few of them, and the rest of them department heads. And I witnessed them, I saw them, and I experienced from other people's report. If San Francisco continues to run by Democratic Party and Democratic mayor, Democratic supervisors, San Franciscans will not see much change. It will be the same old garbage.
It's only getting worse. Ellen, it's getting worse.
Yes.
It's getting worse.
Yes.
From what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing.
Yes. Because it's coming from the enemies within. They're the same enemy from the same people who are paying the super PAC and from the same people who are controlling City Hall. It's morally outrageous, and it's unethical, it's immoral, and it's illegal. And you name everything that is bad happen to any government, you will come to San Francisco and experience everything. Illegal, violation of Constitution, unethical, immoral, anything.
Right.
Anything that you can think of how bad San Francisco is. You can experience everything in San Francisco.
Right, and the problem is, the
people,
sad part is it's a beautiful city in so many ways, and the tourism there is vast, but it could do so much better with proper leadership in governance, shall I say, not even government, proper government, but with governance that is balanced and serving the people it's supposed to be serving instead of its corrupt, pocket padding ways, right? So now I want to go into a little bit of your background. You are a government employee. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, your family, where you're coming from, and what you want to see for San Francisco?
Well, my name is Ellen Li Zhou. I am an immigrant from China. I came here in high school. So I have been living in San Francisco for the last 33 years. I got 3 college degrees. I got my AS degree, bachelor degree, and master degree in social work. And I am married with 2 college kids. And I have been working as a family social worker for about 23 years. Mm-hmm. And I am a Sunday school teacher, and I teach kids and youth about the Bible. And,
right. You're a Christian. We spoke about that previously. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I said you're a Christian. We had spoken about that on the previous interview.
Yes. And I have been working for the City and County of San Francisco government as a social worker for the last 15 years. And I also represent the government employees that, I'm a bargaining team member. I'm a sub-store, and I've done a lot of report about government accountability. And I also was a 2-term civic grand jury to do government investigation and government function and government improvement, and also investigating government corruption. So I have been working so hard to improve the quality of life for San Franciscans. Unfortunately, right. I am the employee, and the electoral office, they are the one setting up the rules and the regulations and legislations the way that they think is good, but we, the employee, think that is not good. And many of the residents, fed up, tired, and feeling sick about what we see every day. We are threatened. You understand, in San Francisco, our crime rate is high, and certain people are targeted. For example, a lot of Asian people being targeted for crime, and we become a victim of crimes. Our cop rate is record every day. It's
right.
nonstop.
Right.
And the pools continue to be on the street, the peace. They even have a pool map now and teach people how to avoid them. You can't avoid them when you have more than 15,000 homeless people.
Right, right. It's a real issue. It's a real issue. Hepatitis, all sorts of issues surrounding the fecal matter in the streets and homelessness, vagrancy, and this sort of thing. And it's just, it's not good, especially for one of the most prosperous cities in California. What are they doing to really help the people of California? And what is the Democratic leadership doing in tandem with the new governor, who, by the way, Gavin Newsom used to also be governor of San Francisco? Its Democrat leadership is making California a cesspool, and it's eroding our very quality of life, and it's so sad. But we're glad to hear that you're running for governor, Ellen, because being a government employee, being a social worker specifically, you see the real struggles of the families, you see the problems within the system, you see the ability and the potential for betterment, for good. In working with corruption, you know that there are ways to fix this.
Yes, I have already had plans and talked with my, team members. Many of them are government employees. We have enough of them, and we know the problem from within, from inside, and we watch what they do and how they corrupt it and how the money has been transferred from government accounts and to non-profit to their friends. And that is exactly what corruption means. I am running for San Francisco mayor, the next time, if God allowed me, I could be a mayor. The next time, then I could replace Gavin Newsom, who is not good for California. In my opinion, Gavin Newsom should be in jail right now for what he done and what he did to us. He based our money to shelter the illegals and supporting illegal stuff, and put us, the regular people who obey the law, who cherish the United States Constitution, but we are not being protected.
Right.
Why California has open border? Why we supporting illegals? Why we supporting human trafficking? Why we support all those drug dealers? I have no idea.
Well, there has to be money.
Gavin Newsom,
We know why. It always comes down to three things,
Right.
Ellen. It comes down to money, power, and control. It comes down to those three things. And so who's making the money, who's having the power, gaining power and control? And it's clearly in this state and in San Francisco, the Democrats. And it's time for the people of San Francisco to look to individuals like yourself, Ellen, and say, you know what? We've been voting the same way, and we've been getting the same results, and it's getting worse. We need a change. We need restorative change and new leadership. Actually, we need leadership because they don't have leadership, Ellen. They don't. They have corruption.
You're exactly right. I think my advice to the people in San Francisco who are voters, change their parties. Walk away from Democrats. Walk away and form. We have so many other parties. We have Libertarian, Independent, Green Party, Nonpartisan, Republican, anything but not Democrats. Look at all the Democratic leaders from San Francisco, from California in the White House. Look at what they do to our country.
Right.
Killing, treason, selling our hard-earned money and supporting illegals.
Socialism, bleeding the wealth.
What do they for a living?
Right. Right, and they haven't paid into the system either, obviously, because they're illegal. I think that the people need to know where they can get more information about you and your campaign. Can you give them that information, Ellen?
Yes, I do. I appreciate that. I have a campaign website. It's Ellen, my name, ELLEN. It's Ellen for Mayor2019.com. It's ELLEN Mayor, MAYOR, 2019.com, and you will see that I provide a solution. I am working with the Republican Party and the people who are conservative. I am going to clean up City Hall, and I will rebuild San Francisco. I personally believe that for San Francisco to rebuild, the people have to stand up and rebuild a government that is republic form, that everybody has say in, not just because the people have money and pay them to be a government employee and take the money out and give it back to them. I will cut the unfair taxes that we have been giving to the people. We don't know who the money goes. And also to work with the federal government to clean up San Francisco and clean up City Hall. Right. Obviously, some of the electoral office we see, they are not representing the government. They are not representing the people. They are in for themselves, and they are corrupted, and they are in violation. They should be in jail. That's my opinion. I've seen that over and over, and nobody want to challenge them. I'm sorry, I'm challenging.
They're afraid. The people are afraid. They're afraid of what they're going to lose. They're afraid of how bad it could be for them. These are very powerful interests, but it's time for the people to stop being afraid and start taking action for their families, for their communities, and start standing together regardless of party. You mentioned the Republican Party. I'm a Republican. The idea of the walkaway movement, walking away from the progressive socialists, the Democrat Party, the people need to understand that if we don't unify, that if we don't stand up against the corruption, against those powerful interests, we won't have a country anymore. Our freedoms will be gone.
California has been dying for the last I would say about 10 years. California is the highest paying tax in the country, and we continue to be cheated, deceived by the current administration. And look at what we pay at the gas station. look at what we pay every day. Our income and expenses is not matching for the people who are hard working, and that the richer get richer, the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. And we, the middle income, who work hard, work jobs, and just barely make it for the month. And that is not America. American is a capitalism that people rewarded for what they do. But right now, that's not what we've seen. That's why in my campaign, I put it down, no socialism, no communism.
Right.
We want liberty for all.
Right. Absolutely. And, you mentioned something earlier about being a republic, and the Republic of California, and also the United States is a republic as well. The 51-49 is very dangerous. Majority rules. It's very easy to import people into the country and have a mass takeover. The minority, speaking through republic or Republican government, representative government, it's important. And I think we've lost that here in the state of California. And now majority is rural.
Well,
and, I think it's important that, if you're Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever you may be, get registered to vote. If you haven't registered recently and you don't know if you're registered, check. Register to vote. Talk to your neighbors, talk to your family members, understand that our republic, the Republic of California, it's at risk. And it's the 5th largest economy in the world. And we have a lot to lose. The entire United States of America has a lot to lose if they lose California in terms of socialism and bleeding our wealth here. And Ellen is just the person
you're exactly
who's...
right, yeah. You're exactly right.
And Ellen, you're the person who, I've always looked at it like this. The Bay Area, because of our maritime trade and the port there, there's so much wealth, and it is steering. It's a steering area of California because, Sacramento is close there, our capital. San Francisco has really been a hub of California, driving a lot of the things we do. We have to take San Francisco back. And folks, take a look at Ellen. Take a look at her platform. And you said Ellen for Mayor 2019. That's ELLEN FORMAYOR 2019.com. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
yes.
I want you to...
I appreciate...
Can you give... I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I know we are getting close to the end of the show. Can you speak to the people for just a few minutes here? You have as much time as you want, but I want you to talk directly to our audience and share with them whatever it is that's on your heart to share with them as a mother, as a Californian, as a candidate for office. Could you please do that?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a San Franciscan, this year, 2019, November 5th, I want you to vote for me, Ellen, for mayor. I'm the only person who will be able to fight off City Hall and fight off corruption at City Hall. Without fight off the City Hall, we will not have a city. We will not experience a new breath, a new blood that we need in San Francisco. I have been working with the government for the last 15 years. I've done so many investigations and did reports, and I understand how they corrupted the system and how we, the people, have been abused, and how we, the people who obey the law, have been abused by people who do not support the United States Constitution. Mm-hmm. And I am the only voice so far that able to stand up and say enough is enough. So if you are a Democrat, you can vote anyone you want, but I advise right now people, I challenge people, if Democratic has been for the last 15 years running San Francisco, what do we see in San Francisco? We do not see a city that is for the people right now. Right now, the people who are in City Hall right now, they are for themselves. I urge people, if people live in District Number 5, and if you are non-Democrat, or if you are conservative Democrat, come out and run for board of supervisor. And I know there's a couple conservative people come out to run for other offices. It's important for people to wake up and do the right thing and don't vote through absentee ballot. We know that they cheated us. They sent out a ballot, somebody in between took this ballot, and somebody did the result and then returned it. Because we know that from the California election integrity, we have so many votes that is dead, that is unaccountable in San Francisco. So if you want to vote this year, go in person to vote. Don't send in the ballot because we know that they are corrupted through this process. And if you have never voted before, this year is a good year for you to vote for me, Ellen, for mayor. I'm a social worker. I care about San Francisco. I love San Francisco. I want to bring hope to the youth. And I want to reform San Francisco the way that we're supposed to use the public money for San Franciscans first. I do not support sanctuary city for criminals. I do not support the people who broke the law, like continue to selling drugs and drug people and tell people to behave and waste our government money. San Francisco has more than 50,000 empty apartments. I will make a mayor's union to have those property owners to work with me so they can release out to the market, and I can use the empty apartment to help the teachers, help the working families to get housing at a reasonable price. And for the people who continue to corrupt our system, I will work with the federal government to put them behind bars. They no longer represent us. And do not let them fool you. We have been fooled for the last many years already. If I am a woman and if I am a mom, if I'm a government employee and I stood up for you, I think it's about time for everybody in San Francisco who want a quality life, who believe in the United States Constitution, come out and vote. Volunteer for my team. Reach out to all the voters. We do not want such a city, a beautiful city that becomes so deteriorated as not a livable area in some places in San Francisco. And it's important that everybody gets up and vote.
Yes.
And put me in there. Put me at City Hall and I'll be the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper.
I am the only gatekeeper. I am the only gatekeeper that is working with the federal government and enforce our United States Constitution. Once that is in place, most of the stuff will be done. The homeless will be treated. The people who are evil and no good and corrupt the system will be away from our people. So we wanted to train the youth to respect God, to train the people to respect parents, and to obey the law. I will be working with the police, reinforce the law, and do their job like the police. Many of the police complain to me that they can't enforce the law. They cannot feel like the police anymore because everything is protecting the criminals in San Francisco.
It's so outrageous.
I personally feel that, yes, if I have the vision to make San Francisco safe and clean, people should be getting up and on board. Vote for Ellen for mayor in November 5th, 2019 this year. It will be a 4-year term. Within the next 4 years, you will see San Francisco back into a regular city. I will be working with many dedicated, loving people in San Francisco because I have a strong team. We will be making San Francisco safe and clean.
I love that. Making San Francisco safe and clean again. I mean, it sounds so basic, but really that's the whole of it, is bringing back that vitality. Well, Ellen, I want to thank you again for coming on the Erin Cruz show and for being what we like to call an all-American warrior woman, taking action and making change, restorative change in your community for a safer, stronger place to raise families and to live life wholly. We just are so grateful that you came on the show today, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
God bless.
To hear more, And to learn more on how you can make an impact or about the Erin Cruz Show, visit us online at erincruz.com. That's ERINCRUZ.com. Thank you for joining us, and see you at the same time and the same place next week.